What's up guys, my name is Amaya, and in today's video we are going to talk about how much does it cost to replace a side view mirror on your vehicle. So I'm going to give you a little bit more information about this. I actually have a few slides that I laid out for y'all to kind of explain the differences between an aftermarket side view mirror, an OEM side view mirror, and a salvage yard side view mirror. So let's take a look at the screen here. Give me a second. I'll pull up the slideshow and we'll dig right in. So let's go ahead and start. So there's different types of mirrors. You have your aftermarket, your OEM, and your salvage yard uh, mirror. Now your aftermarket, it's cheaper than the OEM. You go to a dealership and you order an OEM mirror, it's going to cost you a whole lot more than an aftermarket mirror. Now, if you have a new car, like we're in 2019, let's say you got a 2019 or a 2020 brand spanking new video, chances are you probably won't be able to find an aftermarket part for your vehicle because it takes about a year to for the manufacturers overseas to actually manufacture, to design, develop, and go through the whole process to build these aftermarket parts. So aftermarket parts are generally cheaper than OEM, and it's easy to find for your vehicle if it's an older model vehicle. You know, if it's a 2, 3, 4, 5 year old vehicle. Now, the variations, the difference between an aftermarket and an OEM, it's very minute. It could be, you know, the edges are a little bit pointier, the fitting is not so snug. You see a minor difference in textures or lines or the way it's assembled, but generally speaking, it looks the same as the OEM and it works the same as the OEM, just very minute differences. Now, it's always safe to take your broken mirror with you when you go to the aftermarket supplier storefront, and when they bring it out to the counter, you can pull it out of the box to compare your mirror with a new one just to make sure. Um, Also, you need to find out if your mirror has a turn signal built into the mirror, or if it's the basic one without the turn signal built into the mirror, or if it has a heater, or if it has a painted cover. You want to know these things beforehand when you go and order, because they're going to ask you, does yours have a heater? Well, how would you know? You have to look at um, your car, or see if in the manual yours comes with a heater, or you can always call the dealership, give them the VIN number, and just ask them. Say, hey, does my car come with heated side view mirrors? And they will be able to tell you. Um, the price range can vary from $75 to $175. That's generally what I see for a wide, broad range of side view mirrors on domestic and a few imports. 75 to $175 around there. So OEM side view mirrors, they're more expensive than aftermarket. You might have to order. If it's not available at the dealership, they're going to say, hey, we have to order from the warehouse. It's going to be in a couple days or maybe a week. And also, some OEM mirrors, yours might come with a painted back cover. When you order a new one, it's not going to come painted. You're going to have to get that painted at a local paint and body shop. Or you could call a mobile painter to come out and paint it for you. So on average, the price range for an OEM mirror can be anywhere from 125 to 500. Salvage side view mirrors. So salvage basically means a car's been in a collision. There's a salvage yard that has all kinds of years, makes, and models. It's a little bit more work involved. You have to call each one individually and say, hey, do you have a side view mirror for this year, make, and model? If they say no, you can ask them, well, do you know a salvage yard that might have it? And they're in a network, they might refer you to one or two other salvage yards, so just have a pen handy and write that number down. And also, if they say, yes, we do have a mirror in stock, take your old mirror with you and compare it to the one you're getting before you buy it. A lot of times, what happens is somebody needs the glass on the driver's side door. Well, the mirror cable is in the way, and it's keeping them from, pulling the glass out or moving it around. So they just cut the wire. And so if you take your old mirror and you see a wire that's dangling with the connector, and you look at the mirror that you're buying, and if it's cut off or if it's missing a connector, then you know that that mirror is no good because it doesn't match the one that you have. So always take your old mirror, guys, just to make sure it's the right one. The price range for a salvage mirror can be anywhere from $25 to $100. Now, aftermarket part suppliers. One of the big major ones is LKQ. I'll put the link in the description below, guys, if you want to click on the link and do a search for side view mirrors from LKQ. They're pretty much nationwide, so whatever state you're in, you can go online and find out what state they have that specific part in, and they'll deliver it to that store or to your home. It might be a little bit more money because they're actually delivering, but if you have an LKQ in your city or in your county, you might get lucky and find the parts there. If not, just go to Google and type in aftermarket parts, and it'll give you a list of local part suppliers, and you can call them individually. So some of them, they can be picked up the same day, if not ordered and delivered. But make sure you write down the pricing on the aftermarket parts, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. Now, your salvage part supplier. You can search online for local salvage yards, find the nearest one, read the reviews. You can call them up and say, hey, I have a 2016 Toyota Camry. I want to find out if y'all have a driver's side view mirror. And they'll look for you. So when you know what it costs for a brand new aftermarket mirror, let's just say the aftermarket one is a 150. The salvage yard is trying to sell you um, their mirror for $100. What's a $50 difference? Do you want to spend $150 for a new one, or do you want to spend $100 for a salvage one? I always try to negotiate. I'll even tell them, hey, I can get a new one for $150, but I really want an OEM, and you're closer to my house, or whatever perk they have. They have great reviews, and you want to be able to get that part from them. Ask them, are you willing to come down on the price? Can you do $75 instead of $100? And most 9 times out of 10, they're going to negotiate with you, because that's how they make their money, by selling parts. So again, always take your old mirror to compare it when you go to a salvage yard. Now, OEM part suppliers. This is the dealerships. You have a Toyota Camry, you go to a Toyota dealership. If you have a Ford F-150, you go to a Ford dealership. Now, they might need your complete VIN number or the last 8 of the VIN to look up the part. You always want to ask, do they have it in stock? Because most of the time, if they say, yeah, we have that here, you get to the store and they charge your credit card. They say, okay, we just ordered it. It'll be here in 10 days. Well, you're going out of town tomorrow, so you won't be able to get your mirror, but another dealership down the road has it in stock. Well, you just went through all that hassle. So you just want to make sure that you ask them, do you have it on stock? If they don't, they'll tell you how long it would take. Usually it's 1 or 2 days, no more than a week. They're pretty fast about shipping parts from other dealerships or other warehouses when it's an OEM parts supplier. And again, always take your old mirror to compare with a new one. So the alternative places to buy would be eBay, Amazon, or other online parts stores. I've heard a few horror stories where they buy a mirror from eBay and the motor doesn't work, or the mirror is chipped, or it works for like 2 months and it stops, or they get the wrong part. Well, you have to wait until the part arrives to your home to test fit it, and then you find out something's wrong, you got to send it back, and it's a big hassle. I've heard a few horror stories, but if it's a good seller, they have great positive reviews, or the store has great online reviews, you might have a good find. So always just trust your gut on those kinds of situations. Now the cost to install, what you do is, now you already have your aftermarket part with you, so you call your local paint and body, and you say, hey, what do y'all charge? What's y'all's body shop rate per hour? You know, they might say, well, we charge $50 an hour or $55 an hour. And then you ask them, well, how many hours do y'all usually charge to install a side view mirror? And they'll tell you 1 or 2 hours, right? Or even half an hour. And then you ask them, well, how much would you charge me? I have a 2016 Toyota Camry. The driver's side mirror broke off. I just need to install a new one. And ballpark figure, it could be maybe 150, no more than that, guys. That's on the high end too, because it's not going to take them 3 or 4 hours to install a mirror. They should be able to install a mirror in less than an hour, unless you have a Tesla or something. It could very well take maybe up to 2 hours. So, and also read their most recent reviews, guys. If they have a lot of people saying good stuff about them, then you know they're genuine and legit. So let's look at the average cost. Let's say your aftermarket mirror costs anywhere from $75 to $175. Your OEM mirror can cost anywhere from $125 to $500. Your salvage yard mirror might cost anywhere from $25 to $100. Now it might take anywhere from 30 minutes to 1 hour to install. And the average body shop rate per hour nationwide can vary from $40 to $90. Now the breakdown for an aftermarket mirror. You bought the mirror for $125. You call your local body shop and they charge $55 per hour. They tell you it's going to take 1 hour to install, so that's $55. And then you add that to what you paid for the aftermarket mirror. So you came out to a total amount of $180 to buy and install your mirror. And that is the average cost for that type of scenario. But again, guys, if you know this, I hope this helps y'all out. If y'all just have any curiosity as to what does it cost to replace a side view mirror, this information will help you. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment below, or if you want to hear or get any more videos on different subjects, different topics, feel free to leave that in the